Harer naam eva kevalam. Kalo nasteva 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 gatiranyata.
प्रणाम सबको। तो आज हम पढ़ रहे हैं तीसरा स्कंद 18वां अध्याय 4वां श्लोक, और श्लोक है त्वं न सपत्नैर अभवाय किं भृतो यो मायया हन्ति असुरान् परोक्षजित् त्वां योगमाया बलम् अल्पपौरुषम् संस्थाप्य मूढ़ प्रमृजे सुरिच्युचः। Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada। जय Srila Prabhupada। क्षमा करिए, आज मुझे इंग्लिश में ही ट्रांसलेशन और purport मिला, बहुत ढूंढा था हिंदी में। Translation: You rascal, you have been nourished by our enemies to kill us, and you have killed some demons by remaining invisible. O fool, your power is only mystic. So today I shall enliven my kingsmen by killing you. हिरण्याक्ष बोल रहे हैं ये। Purport by Srila Prabhupada। Jai Srila Prabhupada। The demon used the word abhavaya, which means for killing. Sridhar Swami comments that this killing means liberating, or in other words, killing the process of continued birth and death. The Lord kills the process of birth and death and keeps himself invisible. The activities of the Lord's internal potency are inconceivable. But by a slight exhibition of this potency, the Lord, by his grace, can deliver one from nescience. Shuchaha means miseries. The miseries of material existence can be extinguished by the Lord by his internal potency, Yogamaya. In the Upanishads, Shvetashvara Upanishad 6.8, it is stated, Parashya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. The Lord is invisible to the eyes of the common man, but his energies act in various ways. When demons are in adversity, they think that God is hiding himself and is working by his mystic potency. They think that if they can find God, they can kill him just by seeing him. Hiranyaksha thought that way, and he challenged the Lord. You have done tremendous harm to our community, taking the part of the demigods, and you have killed our kingsmen in so many ways, always keeping yourself hidden. Now I see you face to face, and I am not going to let you go. I shall kill you and save my kingsmen from your mystic misdeeds. Not only are demons always anxious to kill God with words and philosophy, but they think that if one is materially powerful, he can kill God with material fatal weapons. Demons like Kamsa, Ravana, and Hiranyakashipu thought themselves powerful enough to kill even God. Demons cannot understand that God, by his multifarious potencies, can work so wonderfully that he can be present everywhere and still remain in his eternal abode, Golok Vrindavan. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurue Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Savadevam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। तो आज श्रीला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर जी का आविर्भाव दिवस भी है और पुरुषोत्तम दास ठाकुर का तिरोभाव दिवस भी है। तो हम पहले भागवतम का श्लोक देखेंगे और उसके बाद उस पर भी थोड़ा चर्चा करेंगे। तो यहाँ पर बता रहे हैं कि हिरण्याक्ष जो है ये he continues to keep insulting the Lord. ओके, तो परपोर्ट में क्या लिखा है? The Lord, तो यहाँ पर सबसे पहले प्रभुपाद जी लिखते हैं कि the demon used the word abhavaya which means for killing। तो श्रीधर स्वामी की कमेंट्री पर श्रीला प्रभुपाद ने आगे और कमेंट्री दी है। तो श्रीधर स्वामी कमेंट्स दैट this killing means liberating। The Lord kills the process of birth and death and keeps himself invisible। तो भगवान कैसे ये जन्म मृत्यु के, तो हम जानते हैं कि हमको ये जन्म मृत्यु के चक्कर से दूर होना है। तो इसके लिए एक श्लोक इस पर याद आता है कि पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम यह संसारे बहुदुष्टारे कृपया अपारे पाहि मुरारे। तो इसमें जैसे ये प्रेयर है कि born again, death again, birth again, to stay in the mother's womb. It is indeed hard to cross this boundless ocean of samsara। ये संसार के सागर को क्रॉस करना मुश्किल है। ओ मुरारी, तो भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं redeem me through your mercy। तो आपकी कृपा से ही ये हो सकता है। तो ऐसे, और आगे हम क्या देखते हैं, परपोर्ट में श्रीला प्रभुपाद ने लिखा है कि इनविजिबल बोलते हैं, करेक्ट? द वर्ड ओवर हियर व्हिच इज यूज्ड इज इनविजिबल। दैट द किलिंग, श्रीधर स्वामी कमेंट्स दैट दिस किलिंग मीन्स लिबरेटिंग। ओके, तो लिबरेशन की बात हो रही है। सो कितने प्रकार की लिबरेशन है, कोई बता सकता है? प्लीज थोड़ा हेल्प करिए कि कितनी प्रकार की मुक्तियां हैं।
प्रभु जी 5 प्रकार का मुक्तियां है।
थैंक यू माता जी। तो 5 प्रकार की मुक्ति है। तो उनका नाम है सारूप्य, सामीप्य, साष्टी, सालोक्य, सायुज्य। और ये मुक्ति जो है, तो एक और प्रश्न है सबके लिए, क्या भक्त ये मुक्ति लेते हैं या भक्त कुछ और ढूंढते हैं?
कुछ और ढूंढते हैं।
कुछ और ढूंढते हैं। ओके, थैंक यू। तो एक एग्जाम्पल है, एक क्लास में सुना था। तो ये एग्जाम्पल मेरी वाइफ ने उन्होंने क्लास में सुना और बताया था। तो मैं एज इट इज एग्जाम्पल रिपीट करता हूँ। तो क्लास में बता रहे थे प्रभु कि एक रूम में समझिए हिज होलीनेस राधानाथ स्वामी महाराज बैठे हैं और वो रूम में मुझे बोला जाता है आपको अंदर जाना है। अब मैं ऐसे ही रूम में अंदर जाऊं तो मैं हिचकिचाऊंगा कि क्या करूंगा मैं अंदर जाकर, क्या बोलूंगा महाराज को। बट अगर यही सिनेरियो थोड़ा सा चेंज हो जाए और मुझे कोई बोले कि आपको ये फ्रूट है, ये प्रसाद आपको महाराज के लिए अंदर ले जाना है, या कुछ भी सेवा मिले, तो उससे क्या होगा कि I will be more comfortable to get into that room to serve Maharaj. So like this only is the difference between mukti and devotional service. So devotional service we are performing to go back home, back to Godhead. So that is the difference. So that is why a devotee is always looking for something above mukti. We will discuss a little on mukti a little further towards the end of the topic also. ओके, उसके आगे और क्या लिखते हैं कि भगवान जो है he becomes invisible। कौन बोल रहा है ये? The Lord kills the process of birth and death, वो हमने देख लिया, and he keeps himself invisible। ये प्रभुपाद जी बता रहे हैं क्योंकि this is what the demons are saying। तो invisible, तो which is true, the Lord is actually invisible। He is, through his internal potency, he is performing so many wonderful things for us, like we appreciate the air, the sky, the water, so many things। For example, there एक औरत है और वो गर्भवती है, और औरत जो है वो बच्चे, शी इज कैरिंग द चाइल्ड, एंड वंस द चाइल्ड इज बॉर्न, कृष्णा प्रोवाइड्स मिल्क टू द मदर so that she can feed the child. But until and unless that child is not born, till then the mother does not have milk. So where does that milk suddenly appear from? So this is how Krishna, this can be very nicely understood, that how Krishna is invisible. Okay? Reading the purport further, the activities of the Lord's internal potency are inconceivable. But by a slight exhibition of this potency, the Lord, by His grace, can deliver one from nescience. तो यहाँ पर internal potency, योग माया की भी बात हो रही है, and that the Lord's internal potency is inconceivable. तो inconceivable का और एक अच्छा एग्जाम्पल आता है, जैसे कि हम एक बीज बोते हैं और फिर उसमें जल डालते हैं और सूर्य किरण आती है, तो थोड़े दिन बाद हम देखते हैं कि वो जो है एक छोटा सा पौधा बन जाता है, और फिर वो पौधे छोटा प्लांट बन जाता है, फिर उसमें ब्रांचेस आते हैं, फिर वो ट्री बन जाता है, फिर उसमें फ्रूट्स आते हैं. तो इससे हमको पता चलता है that Krishna is inconceivable. We cannot understand Krishna unless and until He showers His causeless mercy upon us. So we should actually be begging to Krishna, to the Lord, to shower His causeless mercy on us. And one of the ways how we can do this is by chanting one of the shlokas from the Shishta Ashtakam. Ai nanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budau kripaya tava pada pankaja stita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. O my Lord, O Krishna, son of Maharaj Nanda, I am your eternal servant, but because of my own fruitive acts, I have fallen into this horrible ocean of nescience. Now please be causelessly merciful to me. Consider me a particle of dust at your lotus feet. Okay? We continue reading the purport further. Shuchaha means miseries. The miseries of material existence can be extinguished by the Lord by His internal potency, Yogamaya. So Shuchaha means miseries. And miseries जो दुख हैं. तो इस संसार में कितने प्रकार के दुख हैं? प्लीज कोई बता सकता है? How many types of miseries do we have in this material world?
3 types of miseries, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. 3 types of miseries. आध्यात्मिक, आदि भौतिक, आदि दैविक. ये 3 प्रकार के दुख हैं. आध्यात्मिक miseries are caused by the body and mind. And आदि भौतिक, they are caused by other living entities. And आदि दैविक, they are caused by the higher authorities, such as famines and droughts and earthquakes by the demigods. So, until we don't surrender to Krishna, she is Mahamaya. And once we surrender to Krishna, then she is Yogamaya, who is helping us in our devotional service. When she sees that we have taken up to devotional service, she becomes very favorable and she helps us. Reading the purport further, in the Upanishad, Shvetashvara Upanishad, it is stated, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. The Lord is invisible to the eyes of the common man, but His energies act in various ways. When demons are in adversity, they think that God is hiding Himself and is working by His mystic potency. They think that if they can find God, they can kill Him. Just by seeing Him, Hiranyaksha thought that way, and he challenged the Lord. You have done tremendous harm to our community, taking the part of the demigods, and you have killed our kingsmen in so many ways, always keeping yourself hidden. तो इससे हम क्या सीखते हैं? What do we learn from this? That जब असुर, when they are in adversity, they blame the Lord. They start insulting the Lord. They abuse the Lord, correct? And they want to kill the Lord. This is the demoniac nature. This is the demoniac understanding. तो असुरों का स्वभाव होता है भगवान की निंदा करना। लेकिन जब भक्त ऐसी एडवर्सिटी में होते हैं, संकट में होते हैं, तो वह क्या करते हैं? वह भगवान की कृपा ही मानते हैं और वो कहते हैं कि उनकी समझ ये होती है कि मुझे तो और दुख आना था, मेरे कर्मों के अनुसार मेरा हाथ कटना चाहिए था, लेकिन खाली एक चीर लगी है। तो ये है डिफरेंस बिटवीन अ डिवोटी एंड अ डीमन। A devotee and a demon. Similarly, in the translation also it is mentioned that, "O fool," Hiranyaksh जो है वो he is addressing the Lord as, "O fool, your power is only mystic." Again, Hiranyaksh is calling bad names to the Lord. ठीक है? So a question here: is the Lord really a fool? Can please somebody help? Hare Krishna.
No, Prabhu.
Okay. The Lord is, in one sense, actually, I will talk about this ahead. Every word which is spoken by us or by demons or demigods, it is all because of Saraswati ji. Correct? And so the demons are actually insulting the Lord, but Saraswati ji is not taking it like this, because every statement has one Saraswat meaning also, and one statement which is as it is spoken, which is sounding like a ninda. So over here also, actually the Lord is a fool. Why is he a fool? In one way, because we are committing so many offenses every day and repeatedly again and again, in spite of knowing there are some offenses, and some are because of unknowing. And then we are asking for forgiveness. I heard very nice class yesterday in that, Prabhu was suggesting that we know it and we probably are doing it also every day, कि हर रोज रात को सोने से पहले हम भगवान से प्रार्थना करें कि भगवान अगर मेरे से कोई भूल चूक हुई हो तो मुझे क्षमा करेगा, and please help me that the next day I can perform my devotional service nicely. And then we pray to our Guru Maharaj, to Srila Prabhupada, to help us in continuing nicely our devotional service. So like this, we are committing offenses and we are then asking for forgiveness. And the Lord is so merciful that He is forgiving us and accepting us and hoping that someday we will fully surrender unto Him. So the Lord is so compassionate upon us. So similarly, we have to try to be that compassionate. Of course, it is it's something which we have to try. And it looks like for us just a simple act of forgiving somebody for a mistake, it looks impossible. But but to forgive is actually good for us. That is another thing also. It is better for us and it will help us to move ahead. So like this, it is, the Lord is, forgiving, and He is. So that is the Saraswat Arth of the ninda which is being performed by Hiranyaksha. श्रीला प्रभुपाद तात्पर्य में और क्या कहते हैं कि असुर जो है वो भगवान को शारीरिक तरीके से, मानसिक तरीके से और वाचसिक तरीके से मानना चाहते हैं। तो मायावादी जो है वो वाचसिक तरीके से मानते हैं, क्योंकि वो कहते हैं कि भगवान का रूप नहीं है, हाथ नहीं है, पैर नहीं है, और ऐसे वो मानना चाहते हैं। मायावादी जो है। भौतिकवादी जो है वो कहते हैं कि भगवान है ही नहीं, भगवान की बात ही मत करो, भगवान को भूल जाओ। अगर भगवान की बात करेंगे तो फिर हम इंद्र तृप्ति कैसे कर पाएंगे, भोगेंगे कैसे? तो भगवान नहीं है। तो दे आर लाइक जैसे चोर होते हैं कि everything of this world we are enjoying which is given by the Lord, but we do not want to accept that the Lord exists. तो ये है मानसिक तरीके से भगवान का वध करना। और जो असुर है, जैसे अगेन परपोर्ट में तात्पर्य में लिखा है शिला प्रभुपाद जी ने, जैसे रावण है, कंस है, हिरण्यकशिपु है, तो वो अपने अस्त्र और शस्त्रों से भगवान को अपने गदा से मारना चाहते हैं, शारीरिक तरीके से मारना चाहते हैं। और तो हम ये देखते हैं कि श्रीधर स्वामी ऐसा हमको समझा रहे हैं कि अगेन दिस हैज अ ड्युअल मीनिंग। तो एज आई ऑलरेडी स्पोक अबाउट द सारस्वत अर्थ, तो हिरण्याक्ष जो है वो ढूंढते ढूंढते कहाँ पहुंचा था? वरुण देव के आदेश पर वो वराह भगवान के पास गर्भ सागर के अंतर्गत में पहुंच गया था। तो भगवान जो है वो पृथ्वी को उठाए हुए थे, तब वो भगवान को देखकर उनको गाली देने लगता है। तो इससे ये हम समझते हैं कि असुर जो है, असुर से निकली जो वाणी है वो भगवान की निंदा है, लेकिन एक्चुअली वो भगवान की स्तुति है। ठीक है, वो सारस्वत अर्थ है। तो इसी तरह जब असुरों के जीवन में कोई अच्छा समय होता है, when they are in prosperity, तब they take the full credit. I have done everything. I am the doer. I am the beneficiary. There is no God. They talk like this, that I am God. लेकिन जब असुरों को संकट होता है, जैसे हम अभी देख रहे हैं, तब वह कहते हैं कि भगवान इनविजिबल है and he is creating all the problems, which is true, which we already discussed. And then they blame God. But on the other hand, when devotees are not like this, जब भक्तों के जीवन में खुशी होती है, तब वह क्या करते हैं कि भगवान की कृपा से हमें ये सब प्राप्त हुआ है, एक्चुअली मैं इसके लायक नहीं हूँ, पर भगवान की असीम कृपा है मेरे ऊपर। अगर मेरे कर्मों के कारण भी मुझे ये प्राप्त होना भी था, तो भी जो है इसका सैंक्शन किसने किया है? भगवान ने इसका सैंक्शन किया है। He has approved it. So this is how a devotee, he is offering everything with his heart, with his words and with his deeds to the Lord. He offers everything. Also in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a shloka which is mentioned that when a devotee when he acts like this and he has such an understanding, 10वें अध्याय का 10वें स्कंद का 14वें अध्याय का 8वां श्लोक है, तत्ते अनुकंपा सुसमीक्षमानो भुंजान एवात्म कृतम विपाकम यद्वाग वपुर्भिर विदधन नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्ति पदे स दाय भाक। तो ये भगवान की अनुकंपा है। इट इज द मर्सी ऑफ द लॉर्ड। व्हाट हैपेंस जब वो ऐसा सोचता है भक्त, तब क्या हो जाता है? इट बिकम्स हिज राइटफुल क्लेम of the devotee to go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, what does it say? जीवेते यो मुक्ति पदे सदाय भाक। तो ऐसा एक डिस्कशन है सर्वभामा भट्टाचार्य और श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु का, जहाँ पर सर्वभामा भट्टाचार्य was discussing with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he had become so averse with this word mukti, Sarvabhama Bhattacharya, because mukti is generally understood or rather misunderstood as merging on the Lord. But actually that is not a fact. That is only one kind of mukti, which is Sayujya mukti. And there are other 4 kinds of mukti which we have already seen above. Right? So but devotee, he will never accept a Sayujya mukti. He may still sometimes accept any of the other 4, but he will never accept Sayujya mukti. So in this mukti, the Lord will allow to merge in himself or in Brahman. So Sarvabhama Bhattacharya, who was a pakka Mayavadi impersonalist, but after meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and after discussing with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and in association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became a great devotee of the Lord. So he would hate this word mukti. He did not want to talk about this word mukti. That was his devotion then. And in fact, last year I had been to Jagannath Puri. Maybe many devotees have also been there, where the house of Sarvabhama Bhattacharya we have all seen. So from his house, there is a tunnel, surang hai, which goes straight into Jagannath temple. So he was the caretaker of the Jagannath temple, and so specially so that he can reach the temple fast, and he can go easily, come back easily. Pujari seva he can do nicely. Especially a tunnel was made from his house, which we saw. So one day, when in before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was when he was reciting this particular verse, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So instead of chanting Mukti Pade, he is chanting Bhakti Pade. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard this, he immediately caught him. He said, "No, it is not Bhakti Pade, it is Mukti Pade. Why are you changing the shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam?" So a devotee should not be doing like this. So like this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, "What do you mean by changing the words?" So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he is explaining, he is telling, replying to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that when one performs devotional service to the Lord, the result is not mukti, it is much more. So how they are saying Jive te yo mukti pade sadaya bhak? The devotee, after serving the Lord with his heart, soul, and words and everything, he will get only mukti. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he is saying like this. He is saying that bhakti's result is not that. Bhakti's result is awakening of love of Godhead. That is the result of devotional service. So this far surpasses liberation from material bondage. This surpasses mukti pade. That is what, or merging into the Brahman, which is actually a kind of punishment for a devotee. It is not a mukti. It is not a blessing. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he is explaining, he is saying like this. So those who become averse to devotional service, merging into Brahman is not a good result. It is actually a punishment. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains the real meaning of mukti. He says that we are seeing here that how Sridhar Swami is saying that the Lord liberates one from the cycle of birth and death. That is why it is called Mukti Pade. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, actually Mukti Pade means to attain the Supreme Lord Krishna, under whose feet all muktis are residing. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further he gives the real meaning of Mukti Pade. He says it is Swarupa Siddhi. What is Swarupa Siddhi? That he is actually, when he is actually liberated, he understands what is his relationship with Krishna. So, what is our actual relationship with Krishna? Our actual relationship is Jivera Swarupoy Nitya Krishna Das, that we are eternally servants of the Lord. So, when we understand this, then that is real Mukti Pade. So, we understand from this that both ways, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he is called Mukti Pade, and he is also called Mukunda. This is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Mukunda is the giver of liberation. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that the word Mukti Pade means all kinds of liberation. Mukti Pade, it means that all kinds of liberation, they exist under the lotus feet of Krishna. So Mukti is the ninth subject. As we know that in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10 subjects are explained, starting from Sarga, Visarga, Poshana, and then Mukti is the ninth, and then the 10th is Ashraya. Correct? So, and all the others, they are Ashrita, whereas the topmost is Ashraya. Correct? So all these 9, they are all dependent on the Supreme Lord. They are all at the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the Samam Bonum. So therefore, Sridhar Swami is explaining, actually Hiranyaksha is indirectly glorifying the Lord. So this is the Saraswat Arth, like we discussed earlier. So actually we feel that the demons are insulting, भगवान की निंदा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सारस्वत अर्थ ये है कि वो भगवान की glorification, वंदना कर रहे हैं. Okay, he is like this taking it, that the Lord is Mukti Pade, one who gives liberation from the bondage of repeated birth and death. तो जो अभी श्लोका हमने पढ़ा तत्ते अनुकंपा, उसका exact meaning पढ़ता हूँ. It's a very beautiful meaning. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So it has become a rightful claim of the devotee who is suffering like this and continuing his devotional service. So we will read the purport further. Now I see you face to face, Hiranyaksh बोल रहे हैं, and I am not going to let you go. I shall kill you and save my kingsmen from your mystic misdeeds. तो इससे क्या हमको दिख रहा है कि असुर क्या उपचार लेते हैं? What are the remedies which the asuras take? So there are various kinds of remedies we see in this material world. Whoever are suffering, we take remedies of modern scientists, we take remedies of atheists, we take remedies of theists, we take remedies of philosophers, astrologers, fruitive workers, right? So there are so many ideas. But according to the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that we can get free from all suffering only if we can change our consciousness to Krishna consciousness. So we should try to love Krishna, and we will see how much we are satisfied. There is no other way to become fully satisfied. There is a very nice excerpt from the book Journey of Self-Discovery of Srila Prabhupada, where Srila Prabhupada is quoting this example, and in that example, he says that there was a person in Calcutta, gentleman, not a businessman, and he was drawing a salary of $6,000 a month. So this example must be at least like 40, 50, 50 plus years old, 50, 60 years old, right? And $6,000 at that time must be big amount of money. It must be like today's $60,000 probably, or even more. And he committed suicide. So why did he commit suicide? Because he was not satisfied. He had so much money, but money could not give him that satisfaction. And he was looking for something more. So from this we can learn that we need to be Krishna conscious, and we need to change our consciousness slowly. So I will end this shloka over here.
Okay. So thank you, Prabhu, once again. Thank you for the wonderful session. So we'll stop here and we'll move towards the Narasimha prayer, Narasimha Arati. Hare Krishna. Antarachin Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Ranga ki jai. Sarva Upasthit Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.